what a time, hey?
I know.
God, bloody hell, it's bright here, isn't it?
I might start by saying if Franny's the grenade, I'm not sure what I am, but maybe the bunker where you can get some safe haven, perhaps.
Throwing the grenade at you. But I mean, what a time to come into the industry. I mean, it's very exciting, it's very spicy, and it's hugely transitional. Like, what is, you're getting warm in the seat, what are your sort of immediate things to do that you've just got to get done, got to get moving on?
So for people who know me well, which is quite a few of you actually, be no secret to you that I like to run pretty fast. So 3 days into my new role, we had a strategy day with the board. And the vision was to focus on what's next beyond this year, which is around VOZ's currency. So I see it, I guess, as two-pronged sort of strategy for myself coming into the role. There's a number of initiatives that are well in train that are landing now. And that's a really exciting thing. And yes, everyone talks about it being a long time coming, but can we just focus on what has been built at great expense for everybody in this room by all of the publishers, including the Foxtel, SBS, ABC, as well as the other broadcasters. So that is landing now, and I think that's really exciting. So my short-term sort of tranche is really, how do we do that well? You know, change doesn't happen in a day. Change management is fundamental to success. So that's kind of the shorter term. I think separately, I've already started with the what's next, so what's the future hold beyond, and have been having some really interesting conversations around that, working with the board and also what our other clients actually need, so speaking with agencies and also actually marketing clients, which are our true clients, if we're really honest. Around what they want from us into the future, and we've been working our way towards that. And I think, you know, I like numbers too, Franny. I don't have any fancy charts with white spaces, but I did actually count today the number of times that individual people mentioned their desire to have a single currency, and there were 15 individual people that were saying that. So I think that the messaging around that is loud and clear. So the longer term for us is how do we build technology programs of work and develop, you know, what that can deliver for clients in the most comprehensive manner into the future, and what technology underpins that. Okay,
so what is your view then on this, you know, the announcement this morning, the Foxtel-led Video Council? Do you think that muddies the water in Oz, or does that help innovation?
I mean, at the moment, it's very new and it's really early formed. So
you can't get out of it with that.
Oh no, I'm not going to. I'm actually going to go right to where I'm going to say.
Okay.
You know me. So look, the reality of the matter is that it's a think box at the moment, and there's one party in that think box that are building an alternate currency. They mentioned today on stage that they're not looking at things like RNF, and they're focusing on their set-top box universe. And there was another party that actually got up here who's a member of that and said that they are not a currency provider. And there's another member who's also a client of ours who in the PR release said, I support the existing currency that's there. So, you know, people getting together to talk about video in total, I highly encourage it. You know, I like to be a part of those conversations. I think we should be all uniting. We are a small market. It costs a lot. It takes a lot of time, effort and capability to build this. I think we're better together, if I'm really, really honest. And I'd like to see where that actually goes. But am I concerned about that or worried about that? No.
Okay.
Not at all.
The jigs around the world are all signing up streamers, aren't they? They're the VOZ, the Netflix, the Disneys, obviously the Video Futures Council. Are you guys actively doing the same things? Are you guys in this sort of weird arms race to bolster up your various currencies?
Yeah. So look, a couple of points I'm going to make around that one. I would suggest that there are a lot of duplicate conversations going on at the moment with different players having the same conversation. I think you mentioned earlier around what's happening overseas and what's happening here. There's a couple of things that we've been doing as in OzTAM, as a business, collectively with the Nielsen team, to build the infrastructure to support the streaming sort of market into the future that's very advanced. And so, you know, you sort of sent me an email during the week going, have we missed the boat? I would say we're building the ark is probably where I might go with this. We've got 3,000 streaming TV meters in homes at the moment. The ambition is to have them to about 5,000 installed by the end of Q3, Q4. The goal is to have them in 8,500 panel homes by next year. that will allow us to provide real-time demographic information to streaming services of who's watching what, when, and how. That is comparable technology to what these streaming services have bought in their alliances with Barb. So, we have the Video Collective on one hand, getting together to have, what I'm sure are going to be really insightful conversations and tackling some of the things that I think we all want to know around definitions and what's a view and all of that kind of stuff, which the IAB and others have struggled with for a very long time. But equally, we've been building infrastructure. Our VPN product can take on any other advertiser or streaming party that would like to participate with us into the future. And we've also got the streaming TV meters that capture all 4 devices in home that will be in place and will be population representative. So we've got the stuff they want.
Because you're new in the role, right?
Yep.
You've got a really good get out of jail free card. You can blame Doug for this question.
He's here.
Yeah, he is here, so you can definitely blame him. Do you think you guys were just a bit late to approach the streamers, the digital guys, to join?
I know for a fact that Doug was having conversations with them for a really long time. So this is where it gets really interesting, right? I talked to the Barb team overseas. They're envious of what's been built in VOZ, but they've also made progress in other areas. We have VOZ and are not in the same place as they are with some of their investments that they've made in other things. Mocs and chicks around the world make different decisions around the prioritisation of resources. It's not an infinite pool. It's definitely not an infinite pool in a market like Australia. So when you're dealing with that and making choices, building VOZ, it took a lot of time, it took a lot of effort, it took a lot of industry collaboration, which has come through quite a bit today. Now, did that mean that became the focus for the team? Absolutely. And did it mean that the other conversations haven't happened? Well, these conversations have happened. They've happened with me in the last few weeks. They're happening all the time at a local level and globally. Have we missed the mark on it? Are we too slow to get there? I don't know. If you ask other countries, they'd be very envious of what we have in VOZ. And yet there are other people who are in different levels of an advanced state elsewhere. I do know some of the streaming services are going through a hierarchy of market size, so in how they actually do that. So we are not the biggest market nor biggest priority for some of these global players, and I'm fronting into that at the moment.
So you mentioned VOZ.
Yeah.
Are agencies planning and executing and sort of trading against it as a currency?
So
and if so, if they're not, why?
Okay, so it's a year of change, and I sort of talked about the important. Coming from a consulting background, change management is absolutely critical, right? And as we get closer, I do sense that from some of the agencies that we're kind of getting here now, and we're working really, really collectively with the agencies. Some agencies have a huge appetite and a real desire to get going and get things going on. Others at a different level. Where we're at the moment is that all the third-party software providers will actually get through gold standard certification in the next couple of weeks. I think 4 more modules came through this week. It's literally happening, bang, bang, bang. They should be all in place. Some agencies that have some of these tools that are already ready and have been through the gold standard process can plan off it at the moment. The trading side of it is actually limited to the fact that this juggernaut of a software platform that all the agencies work with, MediaOcean, is like the back end of the agency's piece, and we can't push too far ahead until that system that is pretty much used by every agency is ready to go. So, are we ready? Is the data ready? The data's ready. Are the third-party software supplier tools ready? Really close. Some of them are already fully through. Others are very, very close.
Yeah.
Are we doing education assets for the people who are working on media audit clients, etc.? These are all in development. But are they trading on it yet? No. And look, I'm hopeful that once MediaOcean happens and that's in place, then we'll be able to do that, in real time with the actual information through the software that the agencies are using at the moment, which is, that software platform isn't hugely adaptable to some of the things that we would like to be able to do with what we've built.
There was an article out about this prior to the conference. It was Daniel Coutron from Avenue C. I know he's in the room. He's been very supportive of the event. He said they're using it as a planning tool and they'll be maybe using it by currency by 2025. Is that too late?
Look, you know what? Just being quite pragmatic about the whole thing. Some agencies are really keen to go faster. And I think once we get that sort of appetite and push from some of those agencies, the others will start to follow. There are also some practical limitations that exist around here, around when people upload MediaOcean software and, you know, all of this sort of stuff. I hope it's not next year. I would be very, very saddened that we were dealing with that as the case, because the data exists, the methodology has been built, it's been aligned with this industry, we've collaborated extensively, we're working with the MFA on a regular basis, representing a lot of the people that are in this room. You know, I would like to think that once MediaOcean's ready, that people jump in.
Okay.
And
when's that ready?
well, look, it is completely out of our control. We've done everything we can in our power to move that forward, but we've been told it should be ready by August.
By August. Okay.
But look, I'm sure all of the networks will be out talking with all of the agencies and clients as we get closer to this, because there's a real appetite. And we've got to remember, everyone asked OzTAM and the television industry to build this. So they wanted it. I think we need to be more embracing of it now that it's much closer to being real. It's actually got a real presence now, and I like the idea of people leaning into that, because the narrative does need to change, because it's actually here.
Yeah.
And we're still talking about the fact that it took ages. And I think that's...
Well, we haven't. I mean, a few people have mentioned it. It took a while, but now it's about delivery, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Totally.
Okay, you're sticking around for the panel.
I am.
So you stay there. You'll get you a round of applause later. But we're going to wrap up the event. We are well aware with the panelists. Panelists, just come and stand down here as I do my little spiel here. This is the final thing to the event. Afterwards, we've got a bunch of booze in there. We can drink about it. I am desperate for a beer, I'll tell you that. So look, we're going to just add a little bit of energy in the room. Help me give these guys as much appreciation as possible. They've stuck around here all day. They've listened to it. Just wait there a minute. I'm going to do you individually, okay? Okay, Gareth? Right. First up, he's a board member for OzTAM, so he's perfect for this conversation. He's General Manager of Data Insights Analytics. Gareth Tomlin. Let's give him a massive round of applause. Pick a seat. Pick a seat.